Hello, this is Billy Hellride Sloughington, and James Felix McKinney asked me to talk to you about one of my favorite films. Now, I don't normally review films, I usually review snowmobiles, so you're gonna have to forgive me if I ramble on a bit too much. I love the Death Wish films. There's something so primal and satisfying watching a man with the worst luck in the world destroy all of his enemies. If you haven't seen the films, I'll sum them up. Charlie Bronson gets wronged in some horrible manner, gets his gun, and shoots people until they are sorry for what they did. End of story. The films are tough and dependable, like a good snowmobile. The Death Wish series as a whole is like the Skidoo Alan of the revenge thriller genre. Now, I just watched Death Wish 3, and I have to tell you, it may be the best of the bunch. Our film starts as a group of geriatric gentrifiers try to take back a small Brooklyn block from a bunch of kids from the local performing arts high school. Now, how does a Martin Balsam plan on bringing Panera Bread to a neighborhood overrun with personality? Well, he and his gang of olds conjure up a golem made of mud, blood, and brute cologne. That golem's name? Paul Kersey, played to stony perfection by none other than Mr. Chaz Bronson. Kersey packs a Samsonite full of guns and knives and makes his way across the country. On a bus, of course, because even back in 1985, the thought police had decried that a person couldn't bring weapons on a plane. Well, when he arrives, he goes to work immediately, clearing the streets of all the riffraff. You see, Paul Kersey himself, he has no morals. He is simply a tool made for killing. Just wind him up, point him in a direction, and watch him go. He's like a gun or a Yamaha Bravo 250. All go, no show. Okay, the wrinkled ones are all excited once their monster arrives. They point out all the locals they want eliminated, and Chuck goes to work. These kids don't have a chance. They're too busy artfully distressing their jean jackets to fight back. It's heartbreaking. I mean, here's a group of ragtag youths, basically a grown-up version of the Lost Boys from Spielberg's Hook, trying to make it in the city, only to be cut down in their prime by a sentient mustache and a turtleneck. And what was their crime, you ask? Questions like that can get you killed. Anyway, the kids from fame are getting wiped out one by one, and the neighborhood's starting to look more attractive to potential businesses. One scene that I may or may not have invented in my mind involves Bronson taking a flamethrower to a smoke shop, clearing out all the debris, and turning it into an H&M. Through Bronson's Terminator vision, the whole neighborhood is reduced to a matrix green string of dollar signs. Bodegas morph into posh eateries. A basketball court becomes a BMW dealership. All the while, Kersey's overlords laugh themselves sick. And what's the soundtrack to this carnage, you ask? Why, it's none other than Led Zeppelin's Jimmy Page, who, joining in the spirit of the film's perversity, doesn't touch a single guitar string, opting instead for horror synth pads and the occasional nightmarish bass solo. We are through the looking glass. Up is down. Bad is good. Guitars are synthesizers. It's bleak but exhilarating. I mean, we're caught up in his nihilism, forced to travel down the path he's created like a sled towed behind a Polaris 600. Kersey continues his one-man war against the quaint and the funky, shooting one man in the back as he tries to run away. His crime? Giggling. A woman who suggests he attend the opera is blown up in a car for her own impudence. By the end of the film, the neighborhood has been reduced to cinders. Bronson would rather leave the city in ruins than allow people their individuality. And then the little spaceships attack. But I could be wrong. I was pretty wasted and was flipping back and forth between Death Wish and Batteries Not Included, so I may have mashed the two together. Anyway, I highly recommend Death Wish 3 as the standard bearer for films in which old people summon a demon to kill young people who wear chains and jazz Oxfords. It's beautiful to look at. Imagine All in the Family as a horror film. The music is top-notch. It sounds like someone's dripping a molten saxophone onto a moog. And the performances are riveting. The inverted mohawk guy is a standout in particular. All in all, the film is a real workhorse, perfect for days when it's on TV and you're too lazy to pick up the remote to change the channel. it gets you where you need to go with a minimum of fuss. And it's got 2 extra DC outlets for GPS or heated visors, a moderately aggressive 1¼ inch lug profile, and a wishbone design suspension, which is perfect for moderate trail speeds. In summation, I give the Yamaha Venture GT 4 Death Wish 3s out of a possible 5 Death Wish 3s. Thank you.